Alright, what's up, people? So, after playing Gotham Knights for a good, amount of time, today I'd say I'd play around for like 10 hours. I want to go ahead and just talk about, I want to talk about a lot of things about the game, but this video is specifically going to be talking about the combat and the stealth. Now, earlier, about a week or two ago, I made a video about the combat of the game, and what to expect of it, and let's talk about like what it would feel like compared to the Arkham games. Well, now, personally, actually having played it, I have some thoughts about it that I want people to, kind of hear, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. I mean, because I think there's a lot to the combat that makes it completely different from the Arkham games. And I'm a big fan of the Arkham games. I've played them 100 of times each time. Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight. Like, I played them all so many times, so I'd say my opinion here is pretty valid. Even though I only played the game for about, let's say like 5-6 hours today at the time of this video, I played enough of the combat to kind of understand what to talk about, what to dissect from it, and what to like share with people. So if you're one of those people that, like kind of enjoy that kind of thing, or kind of like want to learn more about specific aspects of the game rather than a full-on review, then this video is for you. I'm going to be talking about different things. So I'm going to be talking about the stealth. I'm talking about the combat. And I'm going to talk about the stealth too. So, just to start off with the combat, I think it's completely different from Arkham Knight. Alright, so in the Arkham games, right, if you're really good at combat, there's a point where it's just super fast and super fast paced. You can take out a group of enemies in like seconds, no problem, The combat in Arkham Knight was really fun and really satisfying, but it got really easy after a point. At least for like a good player, like combat in that game was very easy. You would never die in a combat situation in Arkham Knight, really, unless I had like guns or something. That's my opinion. Once you got like decent at the game. In this game, in Gotham Knights, like the combat, the enemies level up with you. It's a level up system, right? So the enemies get stronger, and especially I'm playing on hard difficulties, so maybe my experience is different because obviously I'm playing on a more difficult setting, but if you're playing like on a, like hard difficulty or normal difficulty or whatever, it's still difficult because the enemies can do a lot of damage. They have guns in the fight, and it's not as easy to take out these enemies. Like, the enemies aren't going to be knocked out in like a couple hits or like in a super like easy special takedown move like you would in Arkham Knight. In this game, it takes a while to take out one enemy, and it goes slow and sluggish because of that. I wouldn't say slow and sluggish. It kind of is at times, but it's more so like you have to be more methodical. The game's definitely slower paced when you're fighting, and the enemies do damage, and you don't heal back after a fight unless you use health packs. At least at my point in the game, I haven't learned much about the upgrading and whatnot. Maybe there is once I further progress. But yeah, it's kind of taken from that Spider-Man aspect too. So when I talk about the health system, so you can press right on the D-pad, at least for me, or whatever controller you play on, and you have like a health pack, and you usually start with like 7, and you would heal, and you heal health back, kind of like the Spider-Man games, you Spider-Man PC, Spider-Man PS4, where you would just recover some health if you, use some of the health pack or from your meter. It's kind of like that, and the game is just not like Arkham Knight in the sense that the combat's a lot more slower. The abilities and gadgets are a lot more limited until you upgrade them. There's a lot more, like, the suits and stuff you get all have, like, specs on it where, like, sometimes it does more damage when you upgrade and you craft more stuff. And if you're into that kind of role-playing element, then you'll probably enjoy this, but the combat, isn't as, say, what am I trying to say here? The combat is not nearly as fast-paced. It's just not. And, I made a video kind of talking about it, defending it, how people will enjoy it. Well, while I do enjoy the combat, it's just not as fun as the Arkham games. Still enjoyable, like, don't get me wrong, but it's just, there's something about it where, like, it's just slow and sluggish. You don't really like to really enter the fight, and like, it's not satisfying to finish, I just feel like in the Arkham games, the fast-paced, really quick snap, you just get in there, take him out, and get out, was was better in terms of the combat. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Also, just like, I've only played Nightwing so far. I don't know about the other characters, but the game feels really clunky with the combat too and sluggish. Like, you can like start fighting somebody and then like just snapping and dodging out of the way. It just doesn't feel as satisfying as doing a parry or counter from the Arkham games, because they removed the parry and counter from this game, which a lot of people don't like, including myself. Now, there is a double-edged sword with that. With all those kind of negatives, it's still fun, and it makes the value of stealth better. Because in the Arkham games, if you're in a stealth situation, you can kind of just take everyone out if you just like knock them out quickly and hide. In this game, stealth is like you just instantly take down enemies. And once you do, there's out of the fight. And if you don't do that, there's more enemies to fight, and it takes longer to take them out. And it's easier for, it's harder to take out a group of enemies in this game. So if you stealthily take a lot of them out, it makes it easier to win that fight, which I think makes stealth a lot more enjoyable. I feel like stealth in this game, for sure, stealth in this game is like way more enticing than, like, let's say the Arkham games or the Spider-Man games, because in this game there's definitely like more stakes. If you die, you lose loot, you lose resources, because it's like a loot drop game, so you lose a lot of shit if you die. And so if you take a more stealthy approach to these situations, it just makes it easier for you to take these people out. And I think that's good. Like, there's a lot more stakes in this. I mean, not a lot more, but there's more stakes to losing, because to dying, because you lose shit that's valuable for crafting and whatnot. I think with stealth, though, they really just made it kind of just like the Arkham games, where you grapple up to ceilings and you just kind of drop down enemies, which is cool. It's still fun. I think they took away some aspects too that could have made the game more enjoyable. Like I said, counters, but also environmental takedowns. There are environmental takedowns in this game. Like, you throw people onto like barrels and stuff and it'll blow up, but those situations are a lot more, it's less seamless. You have to like grab someone and throw them, and like while you're grabbing someone can hit you out of it. Like, it's not going to happen often. And I just think that that could have been worked on better with the environmental stuff in this game. I think Gotham's really cool. Well, I'm digressing. I'll make a whole review of the game once I like have a full-on grasp of the game. But I just want to talk about my initial thoughts on the combat and stealth. Overall, I think the combat's fun. It's just like not as fun as the Arkham games. Honestly, it's not as fun as the Arkham games. It has its own different twist because it's completely different, because it's slower. There's like loot drops. You're upgrading your character. I know you do that in Arkham games, so it's different here with the skill trees and whatnot. There's a lot more just slower paced and not as fast paced. Like, you're not taking out enemies here fast, and it's just hard to switch and transition from that. I know people don't want to compare this to the Arkham games, but they're gonna be compared, like, whether you like it or not, right? Like, it is what it is with the genre of this game. It's way too similar to those games, and I think that while their idea was good, I just wish the game felt more seamless and more free flow focused, rather than this just feels very, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that. And I think the game could have benefited from different aspects if they just kind of tweaked it a little bit. But I think the stealth is good. I think could have been improved upon maybe a little bit, but I think the stealth is just, because of the combat is slower pace in this game. I think the stealth, it adds a lot more value to the stealth scenarios, because you don't want to encounter people in a fight. You rather take them out in one hit, which I think is a good thing. I think it adds more balance to stealth sections, and I think stealth sections are more skilled as well. What am I trying to say? More skillful than a combat situation. So let me know what you guys think. I just want to make a video about the combat. I will try to make more videos about Gotham Knights. I want to make a review in the game once I get a full-on grasp. I want to do a bunch of videos on it. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to cover as much of this game as I can, because I do enjoy it. I'm really critical of stuff I like, but I do enjoy this game so far. So let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.